All right.
Aloha, friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's author Joe Holt with another Fireside Chat. Today's special guest, the one, the only Epic Merch. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show.
What is going on?
It's good to have you, brother.
Oh, let's
Oh,
see. I got some crazy.
you all right over
There
there?
we go. Yeah, I'm over here trying to figure out this technology stuff. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful, man. So I've never actually seen a peeked into your world. You've got quite the merch collection there behind you.
Yeah, that's a portion of it. I got about a 3,000 square foot shop that is just filled with stuff.
Is that so you stream out of your workshop?
Yes, yes, everything's done directly from the shop. I actually same computers I stream on and everything actually run all the lasering equipment. It's yeah, it's a mess, but we make it work.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Just so you know, guys, I really appreciate your donations, but I don't call them out during the show because it tends to derail the conversation. We want to keep this about Mr. Epic Merch. So, without further ado, the first question I always ask: your name, Epic Merch OC. What does it mean to you? How'd you come up with it?
Uh, Actually, it's a brand new name. I actually started off gaming under a name Tech This E58, which was because I'm an emergency medical technician.
Hmm.
And when I came into the streaming world and started doing merchandise for the streamers and stuff, it was real confusing because we had the merch going out, and it's go check out this guy Tech. So I just decided to simplify it. And my company's name is Epic Designs. So we came up with Epic Merch, and it was already taken. So I added the OC. OC is my hometown, my county of Oldham County here in Kentucky.
Oh,
And I'm a diehard Colonel. So everything's OC and bleeding blue.
oh, okay. Because my first inclination, being from California, is that was Orange County.
Oh no, I'm the original OC.
I just messing with you, man. But that's true. It is true. OC. There's an OC. So you're Kentucky OC.
Yes, yes. Northern Kentucky. I'm about 30 minutes outside of Louisville. So
Okay. Did you just say Louisville? Say
Louisville.
Louisville. I love it. I love it.
Louisville. We got the Louisville, we got the Louisville, but it's Louisville.
Louisville.
It's got that twang in it, the Louisville.
Nice, nice. All right. So the second question, you kind of started answering it earlier, but it's a two-part question. When did you start streaming? But also at the same time, what got you into streaming?
Um Honestly, the merchandise got me streaming, and I actually started streaming late February of this year.
Mm.
The guys that when I started making merchandise for them, the viewers and everything, because I was constantly in chats, talking to people and everything else, and they kept asking, when are you gonna start streaming? When are we gonna see merch's face? So several of the streamers got together and started pushing me to do it, and I enjoy people, I enjoy interaction, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's give it a try.
Nice. That's it. Actually, that's what got me streaming too. I was just a viewer here on D Live, and people were like, "Hey, man, what's your face look like?"
Oh yeah, yeah. You're like, I don't know if you really want to see it, but you may regret
Hey,
this.
we're all beautiful in our own way, right? Some of us more so in the dark, you know.
Oh yeah. Usually I'm a lot prettier with a mask on.
Yeah. So you're relatively new to streaming. I mean, February 2019, we're talking about 5 months.
Yep. Yep. It's it's been a journey. I came into it completely unprepared. Other than a couple months prior, I'd never watched a stream. I had no idea what I was getting into. So I'm on a major learning curve, but I've got great people within the community that I follow avidly, and they help me out every day. So
Oh, absolutely. Literally, it's one of my favorite things about D Live is the community and how supportive and loving everybody is. Like these
yeah,
when you came to D Live, did you like you said you're new to watching streaming as well. So how did you actually find D Live?
um, well, I guess to tie the story together, I had an injury a while back, and it kind of laid me up. It got me out of my construction business, and my wife got the wild idea that we should do laser engraving. So I ended up spending a lot of time in my shop and everything, getting it all set up, and was spending a lot of time in front of the computer just because I had to learn everything. And you can only watch so many videos on how to laser engrave. So I just started flipping through, and I actually I like to joke and say that GK was the first streamer that I ever hated. Um,
Why?
because going through the process, and of course, I was new to the laser business, so I was, trying to think of a business plan, where to go with it. So I was like, hey, video game streamers, let's check this out. So GK was one of the first people that I pulled up, and GK tells the story that he's had two really, really bad days in his streaming career, and I happened to catch him on one of them.
Now GK is God Keshin, right?
The God Keshin, yes, one of our global partners here on D Live, and the head of the GK Army stream team that I'm a part of. Which is ironic because I hated him. Um, but I went into his stream, and he's mad throwing controllers and carrying on, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm looking at this wrong. But I stumbled across I gave a little bit more time and stumbled across Unreal 84, and Unreal started talking about community and stuff like that, and I became a very avid follower of Unreal. Did not miss a stream. Unreal's a huge part of why I'm here.
Mm.
And I reached out to Unreal and started doing merchandise for him. And through him, I met other streamers like Bearded Leo, and then it went to Violent Hippie. But Leo actually was one of the first of our group to come over to D Live. So through watching him, I came into D Live that way, and then of course started streaming shortly after that. So thanks to that group of guys, I'm here today. So
That's awesome. So now that you're streaming, what are you streaming? Are you streaming like artistic, like making your merch, or are you gaming?
um, I'm mainly doing gaming because I joke around and I tell everybody that I'm really technically I don't want to say stupid, but just not really good. So
Okay.
like I said, I'm learning, and I've done a couple streams briefly doing the laser engraving and stuff. And I'm still working on that. Like I said, I've got several of the streamers and the guys out there that are helping me learn different programs and stuff like that to make it a smoother transition, because I would really, really love to bring the merchandise side of it and the laser side of it to D Live. Not only just because it's something that I haven't seen on here. I think I've seen one clip of it, but it was a different type of engraving.
Hmm.
Um, but just so that way, when I'm out there, promoting the merchandise and stuff, everybody kind of sees what I go through to make this stuff right, and what it takes to produce the merchandise that I do.
Yeah, speaking, you're telling that story about GK, and then he just showed up.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he was lurking. I, you know, like I said, he was the first streamer that I ever hated, but I love the guy to death. We talk every day. He's helped me out a lot. He's one of the top guys on my list when it comes to my favorite streamers. We talk every day. He any questions he answers. I don't always take his suggestions because he's kind of a gruff bear every now and again, but but I always listen to what he has to say. So
Well,
love
I
you,
mean,
GK.
maybe we need to get the God Keshin on Fireside Chats.
Mm,
Is that
it'd
do
be
you think?
interesting. It'd be interesting.
you, you think my aloha and his godliness will mix well?
Oh yeah, I definitely think you guys would have an interesting conversation.
Nice, nice. So what games are you playing? What are you enjoying streaming?
Of course I'm in the PUBG community. Probably the worst PUBG player in the community, but hey, we give it a go. And actually, here lately, it's been pretty fun. We've been playing some golf club, and we've started playing Uno. That's become a big thing.
Uno?
But yeah, Uno. It's hilarious. It's probably some of the worst content you'll ever see. Uh, but there's a variety of games that I like to play. All types of shooters and everything. And I've pre-ordered a lot of stuff, and getting ready to fire up some new games for the stream to bring some new content for everybody.
Nice. Well, I would recommend honestly like pursuing the artistic side and showing people what it takes to make that your merch, because honestly, I'm interested and I'm an artist. I've never done that sort of art. It would be very intriguing to me to watch you work.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is definitely in the works. Like I said, I've done two brief streams on it. Figured out how to set up my second camera system. It's a little difficult uh, because I have a bad squirrel complex.
A what?
Remembering to the squirrel complex, I get sidetracked pretty easy.
Oh, I know about
Um,
squirrel. I know about squirrel.
but I've got to figure out the transitions in between going from camera on the laser to camera on me and the screens, and um, it's coming along though. I've been working pretty hard on it. I'm really pushing to bring some new content to the community.
So what type of merch? I mean, I see you're wearing an Epic merch hat. Your jersey seems to be the same colors. Is that also custom?
That is actually a custom jersey, but it is a GK jersey.
GK Army jersey.
GK Army got our names across the back. GK supplies every one of us. Um, he's given every one of us our custom jerseys. Got epic merch on the back. We get to pick our numbers and everything else. Like I said, GK is an awesome leader of the GK Army. Man, he supports us 100% and goes out of his way to make sure that he gets us out there as a team. So it's it's pretty cool. But as far as the merchandise, yeah, I've the hats and stuff are actually made by a dear friend of mine here locally. But we do cups, we do custom acrylics, bottle openers. I always tell everybody, um, I'm I've progressed through the laser engraving community better than most people because I'm willing to take the risk. We do everything from uh, woodworking. I mean, if you name it and you think it can be done, I'll try it. I'm not scared to fail because every failure just takes you a step closer to succeeding. So
So with laser engraving, can you do that on metal, glass, wood, like any surface you want?
yes, actually we do glass, wood, plastics. I've done metal. Um, Certain metals, rather than engraving it, we use a chemical based spray that actually burns the spray into the metal
Like
to cause black over it. So,
so that's more of an etching.
well, the stainless,
Right.
because what I use is a CO2 laser. With high reflective metals, it actually reflects the light because the CO2 laser is basically heated light. Um,
Wow.
so it reflects it, so it doesn't engrave into the metal as deep. So with the stainlesses and stuff like that, we use a product called Ceremark, and we turn the power up, and it actually welds the black film to the stainless. So
Dang. That's high
it's like I
tech
said,
business.
oh man, and I'm telling you, I got my laser December 14th of last year, and I had never done design. I'd never touched a laser. I probably spent a month straight, 18 hours a day in here just learning nonstop. So,
Well, I mean, there's plenty of streamers already singing your praises. So you're and showing your work, like big tumbler cups like this one with their name all kinds of on it, is the main thing I've seen.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
they're
Everybody likes the
beautiful.
cups.
This so I that's actually the only thing I had seen. I know Sean talks about some flasks. Is that
Um, well, yes, we do make flask, and I
for,
love Sean. I was dying yesterday. What he was referring to as flask are actually the tumbler cups. But we do have the old style pocket flask. We do leather work. Of course, a lot of the bottle openers and stuff that I do are all leather wrapped, and they
Hmm.
engrave to a different color. Um, Gosh, I don't even know. I mean, we do everything from cell phone power supplies with leather wrapping on them. We actually, I think Filthy Saint, when he was on here, showed everybody the
Hmm.
book of Saint that we had made for him.
The Book of
Um,
Saint was awesome.
yeah, that was actually his base idea, and I try and I try not to offend too many people. So me and Saint went back and forth, and I was like, we really have to be careful with this. I was like, so let me play with it, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in the works. The A40 headsets. I've customized some of those. GK has a customized A40. We just take the tags and engrave those. I think Unreal and Hippie both have customized cloud alphas. So, like I said, I'm not scared to try anything. Bearded Leo has a custom refrigerator with his face all over it.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
I didn't know
Um,
that.
oh yeah. I when you do some things, I mean, when you're talking about $200-300 items sitting in that laser, sometimes I have to pry myself out of the seat to go check on it. It gets pretty rough, but we push the limit. I've actually got you can see over behind me, we've got another fridge that we're getting ready to customize, and I haven't decided whether we're going to put that out in the community and give everybody a chance to get that, or if I'm just going to make that for me. So
Well, it
we'll
would be
figure that
good,
one out.
sitting over your shoulder right there, people to look at it. Good. It's good advertising.
Oh yeah, and I love looking at the stuff, and I have cups up above me up here that I've sent out to everybody, and I'll sit here some days and just sit there and stare at stuff just to see if there's a minor defect in it, to see if there's something that I can change, because I want to put out the best quality product that I can. I love the community, I love the streamers, and I don't ever want to send something out to somebody that I don't back 100%. So
Now,
we're always pushing to try and get better.
do you have stuff within reach? I mean, can you show us a few things?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is actually something we just did for a giveaway for Mr. Line Life,
Oh
another
wow,
one of the FB crew that came over. It's just real simple, real clean. Um, the rear logo is Welcome to the Line Crew.
nice.
Yeah, we've got.
That's
I'll show you.
sharp. So he's a works power poles.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome, man.
and here's one of my
Oh,
one
I
of my
know that
test
face.
runs.
I knew that face immediately.
we
Oh my God.
Sean.
Sean
Oh,
Hawk's face everywhere.
oh yeah. And speaking of Flask, I mean, I've got stuff sitting everywhere. Sean, just so you know, over here where normal people are at, that's a Flask.
Yes, that is a flask.
That's a Flask. I love you, Sean. I don't care. Um, little, we do coasters. That's actually a half-inch piece of pine that I burn into and
Wow.
customize coasters. So we do a lot of charity work and stuff like that, and they like seeing a lot of that stuff. So um, I do a lot of giveaways and
So
a hip flask. Okay.
that's literally 6 months of practice. You've learned how to do that in 6 months.
Yes. Yes.
That's incredible.
It's the hardest part about it is just it's not even really the design of it, but there's so many different settings. I mean, power settings, time settings, speed settings, the depth of the laser. And any little thing can throw it off. So it's I'm learning every day, and I strive to be better every day. So you know, there's no limit to where I can take this, and I'm gonna keep pushing that limit every day.
Now, have you had some failures? I mean, like what kind of things have you learned?
Oh God.
that
Uh,
sounds like a yes.
well, I could tell you this. I actually one of my close friends here has a powder coating company, and I try and be very business savvy. And I literally just sent him, I think it was 60 cups that had been messed up. The cup would slip, or had too many layers on it, and it overcut something. So there's a lot of trial and error. We just did a huge order of bourbon barrel heads for a golf course here locally. And out of 31 of them, we needed 24, and we got 24 good ones because it was something new that I'd never done. There's always sizing issues and stuff like that. So,
Custom
but
laser engraving bourbon barrel lids.
yeah.
All
Oh
right,
yeah.
you're my new favorite streamer.
Oh, here. Well, give me 1 second. I'll show you what we're talking about.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome. Appreciate all of you being in here. Sweaty Yeti, Sean Hawk, LT, Zonda, Dale Bold. There's so many incredible people.
Oh, God.
Oh, nice, man. Huntington Creek Country Club.
Get these back on. Oh, all right. Yeah. And I mean, this will show you just how subtle stuff is. The laser moved just a hair right there. That's all. That's the only defect in it.
See what you mean?
It moved. So, yeah. It was nothing that could be controlled. It was something where the wood isn't completely flat. It nicked it, moved it. But I always prepare for a little bit of loss in the jobs. I always figure that in. So when it works out. But
like you said, you had 60 cups. You sent when they can. Do they have to sandblast them, repowder coat them? Like, how do they do that?
Yeah, that's luckily I have this guy close to me, and we do other work together. So yeah, he sandblasts them, and actually it's works out pretty well for me because if I have custom colors that come in, he can go ahead and repowder coat and custom colors for me. So,
oh wow.
I try, like I said, I try and be as business savvy as possible. I don't want to see a loss. I mean, there's people out there that take all their messed up items and either throw it away or sell it for $5 or something like that. But I'm recycling my products, so it turns out pretty well.
Do you have a website or advertising where people can see what you offer?
The website is being built. I did have a shop on Facebook at the Gamers Outlet. I recently have taken that down because I've got a photographer coming in that's going to do professional pictures. I guess this is kind of a good time to lead into it. I've actually ran a construction company for several years. And me and my wife have discussed it, and I'm investing a lot of money into the engraving company now because I am getting ready to step away from construction and dedicate myself to the engraving and the streaming. Wow. So when I release everything, I want everything to be epic status. Sure. And that means a lot to me because I want everybody to really see what I can do and showcase my abilities. I don't want to put out something half-heartedly and leave any doubt in anybody's mind of what we do over here.
Well, you can already put that to rest. I mean, literally, like I've had a lot of your customers on my Fireside chats as guests, and they're quick to talk about your work and how incredible it is.
Yeah, it's and I enjoy it. A lot of what I've done up to this point has been giving to the community rather than selling to the community. I want all of these streamers to succeed. I mean, it is at a point to where we're on it, but I try and make sure that I can take care of everybody in a way that's good, not just for me, but for the community as a whole. The viewers, the streamers love getting their name out there and everything, but truly this is all for the viewers. This is all for all our followers and everything, because I say it a lot. If it wasn't for the followers, the viewers, the guys that are showing up in here in our chats every day, I mean, we wouldn't be nothing. We'd be a bunch of idiots talking to cameras.
That doesn't mean we're not anyway.
Well, yes. I resemble that remark.
I see somebody in chat said something about Epic's Facebook store. Do you have something right now?
It's the Gamer Outlet by Epic Designs. The shop is actually shut down because that's where I'm taking all the pictures to. And what we're going to do is we're going I've got the website being built, and I'm redoing the Facebook store with some new photos. I haven't, it's been a while since I updated it. So we're going to bring that all together, and through the web page I'm also going to be promoting other individuals throughout the community, like Mythic B, who just did all the overlays and stuff for my stream.
Nice.
If you guys don't know, Mythic B, aka Becca, is Sean's much better half. And she does beautiful work. So like we'll be linking like her Discord and stuff there. Just to help. I'm all about the community, and you'll hear it come out of my mouth 1,000 times through this interview. And if you ever watch my stream, it's all about the community. I don't ever try and really make anything too much about myself. So I love the community, and that's why I'm here. I mean, they asked me to be here. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera in this chair right now.
That's awesome, man.
Three cities.
That's actually something you and I have in common. You know, where we didn't start streaming because we were gamers or any of that. We started streaming because we found this incredible community on D Live and we wanted to be a bigger part of it. You know, I mean,
Right.
I've got friends now, literally all over the world. Like my buddy LT Zonda's in here. I've been watching Luke on Twitch for years. We've been hanging out. I've known him. We never met in person because lives in the UK. I live in America, but I feel like he's
Right.
my buddy. You know, I've known him, like I said, for years. And when he came over to D Live and started streaming in January, I followed him, and I was just like, "What is this place?" You know, because
Yeah.
it was unlike anything I had seen on any social media platform before, where you could literally like, because you're a streamer and I'm a streamer, we could both get to know each other's faces, know each other's voices. You know, when we use Discord, we actually get to be in each other's lives on a daily
Yep.
basis. It's incredible.
It is amazing. Gaming as a whole. I mean, I've actually got 3 gentlemen that lived all across the U.S. that now live here in Kentucky because we met through gaming, and they came to work for me and stuff like that.
Really?
Juder. Everybody sees
Yeah,
Juder
yeah.
in their chats and stuff. Juder was actually at my house for Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
You know, I drove down and met Bearded Leo. You know, the community, especially D Live, is just, it's beautiful. It's a great place. I mean, I can't say enough about D Live as a whole. It's a beautiful platform. It's got such a diversity to it. I don't actually stream anywhere else than D Live. I was streaming Facebook and D Live, and I've went solely to D Live just because, you know, I love the fact that I don't have to go into and search just for games or whatever. You know, Twitch being the mecca that it is in gaming, you know, D Live brings a whole new aspect to streaming. You know, you got people creating art, people just talking, guys out fishing. You can find anything you want right here on D Live, and that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I was saying. It'd be super cool to see you doing your laser etching because that's not something that's available on D Live. But there is a huge artistic community, like you said.
Oh yeah, and it's there has been an outcry for it through several people and everything. And I promise, guys, I'm working on it. At the end of this week, I will be shutting down the construction side of stuff, and I'll be in this office full time, dedicating myself to being able to bring that to D Live and bring it to all the viewers.
Nice, man. I don't know if you guys are still with us out there. I see the stream seems to keep freezing, but that's on the D Live side. My OBS is looking good. So I'd like to you kind of hit on something earlier in the show, and I'd like to circle back around to it. You mentioned that you're an emergency medical technician. Is that right?
Yes. I've been part of the fire department and EMS for since I was about 15 years old. My family's all up north, traditional fire departments and EMS systems. Actually, one of the guys in here right now, Big Vato, was one of my partners on an ambulance for several years. So it's I guess that's kind of where my push for community and helping people really comes from, because it's been instilled in me my whole life. I always try and look out for the better of the whole, and I sacrifice myself a lot for that. Um, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. You put yourself out there, and um, there's negatives that come with it, but at the end of the day, I can lay my head down on my pillow every day with no regrets, and that's what I look for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a former first responder too, and it's one thing I would encourage you is to set some healthy limits, because we're used to rescuing people, and we tend to forget about ourselves. And
Oh yeah.
and so actually, my children are the ones who reminded me. They my At the time, my 15-year-old was 8, and actually put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Dad, sometimes you need to take care of yourself too." And I was like, "Wow!" Like that's the first time I'd ever heard that out loud, and it came out of my 8-year-old's mouth. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. My youngsters, they've tolerated it and lived through it, and all of them are pretty happy. I've slowed down in it just because, like I said, I tore my shoulder out completely 2 years ago. So I've slowed down quite a bit on any of that, and the construction side. So it's been pretty cool slowing down, and the kids, they tell me all the time how thankful they are for it. So
So we actually didn't get into that. We skipped right into the merch, but I would like to ask, married, kids, dog, those sort of things, if you want to talk about it.
right. I am married. I'm on my second marriage. I have 3 kids. My daughter is 19 years old and is attending the University of Kentucky. Very proud of that.
Go
She's
Wildcats.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's on a full ride for academics, so a lot smarter than her dad is. Uh, I have a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old son getting ready to be 15, um, who attends school here at Oldham County, and then I have a 5-year-old who is just getting ready to start school. So,
Wow, you got your hands full, friend.
oh yeah, yeah, they keep me on my toes. I actually had to lock the doors to the shop because they don't care. They don't care what's going on. If they want to come see dad, they come in and jump in laps and grab controllers, and so it's pretty active over here.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So let's see, what else we got? So you mentioned earlier, okay, you know what? There's been enough people want to talk about it. What's the three C's? What's the three C's, Epic?
The 3 C's.
Wait, okay, hold on. You don't have to talk about it if you don't
Oh
want
no no
to.
no no no! The 3 C's is what drives me. I mean, and we've got a lot of things in the works for it. But
The three
this
mofo
is
C's. All right.
the reason I laugh is because this stems back from the introduction of the new chest, which is a conversation that can go in either direction.
We should.
Um,
Let's do it.
okay, we will.
We'll open it
But
up.
the 3 C's is something I came up with. It's commitment to community and content.
Mm.
Um,
Dude, wait, I'm gonna write
because
that down. I like that.
well, and I'll say it. I have a generic stream every day. I put it on there the first day that I thought about it. I actually have my designer in the process of just coming up with a new badass logo for it. And there's going to be some new things following it once we get the logo together. But that commitment to me is what streaming is all about. Um, the community comes first. I can't put myself over the community. I can't put my Lino count or my viewer count over somebody that gives me their time day in and day out, or even as often as they can. If it's once a week, they're taking time away from their family, their lives, to come over and say hi and just stop in and support me. And to me, that's more important than any amount of Lino you can give me. The viewer count, everybody gets hyped up, and it's being pushed pretty heavily right now. But you know what? it's a tick next to my name. If I have the same 6 people in there every day, and those people are true followers and true friends, I would take that over 10,000. And so the commitment to the community, the content comes along with it. I have to strive to be better every day. And that's the way I live. I don't want to be better than the next streamer. I don't want to be better than this guy at the game. I want to do one thing on my stream and in my life better than I did yesterday. Um, and if you live like that, if you compete only with yourself, then you will always succeed. It's when you start trying to compete against other people. Too many streamers see streaming as a huge competition, and we've seen it in the community time and time again.
Yep.
There's been some incidents here recently that have proven that, some people just need to worry about themselves, and if they put as much effort into their community and their own content, then they wouldn't have to worry about that viewer count. They wouldn't have to worry about you know build your community positively, organic growth, and prove to your community that you're working for them, and everything else will fall in line.
So how do you feel about follow for follow?
To put it politely,
I mean,
follow for follow is the biggest crock I've ever heard. That's like, I mean, it's the biggest fake growth that there is, short of buying followers. If my moderators know, if somebody comes in and says, "Here's a follow," hey, you follow me, kick them out. And I won't say what they tell them, because we're trying to keep it. My streams do get a little off the wall. Of course, I have a construction background and everything else, so our language doesn't always stay as clean as it should.
I feel you on that.
But
my military creeps out. You're like,
oh man,
how often can I say the F word? About once every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I can contend with that. I guarantee it. It also depends on how much beer I've drank, but
yeah, feel that.
But no, the follow for follow and everything. It's anybody that honestly believes you're building a community. You need to pull your head out of your backside and find reality, because that's if your friend says, "Let's jump off a bridge," well, hey, let's do it together. You're both idiots.
So the literal
Cash, leave it to Cash.
I knew. I was like, I know somebody's gonna say it. So literally the follow button on DLive is so that if you find somebody that you enjoy their content and what they're streaming, if you follow them, then the next time you go back and they're live, there's a following tab on DLive. You click on it, it shows you all the people you're following who are currently live. And that's kind of like my channel guide, right? That's how I find when my people are on, I can jump, from channel to channel and say hi. But if you just follow everybody because you think it's going to help your numbers, it's going to get all muddled up. You're not going to be able to find the people you actually want to watch.
And that's what people don't understand. I mean, it's for everything you do, there is some type of reaction to it. You got to follow. Congratulations. But just like you said, now you've muddled up your own list there. So you have to contend that much harder to find somebody that you really want to see. So is the inconvenience worth that one follow? That's 90% of the time not going to get you anything. No,
well, and not only that, something that I saw, I don't know, it's a month ago or whatever it was now, when there was a lot of new viewers that came over, you had your regulars in your community that we've built, over the last 6 months, year for some, and we're all hanging out, having a good time, and all of a sudden this follow for follow crowd shows up and basically ruins chat, makes it unreadable, and even the people that you really like that are hanging out, they're going to leave because they don't want to look at that stuff either.
And the thing about it is, I have a relationship with a lot of streamers outside of the stream, just through the merchandise and, you know, and that's one thing that I tried to push. And I'll be honest with you, when the chest first came out, I did start a little bit of controversy because I made a big Facebook post about how manipulating the chest is just like buying follows. Um, my phone was ringing off the hook. I mean, I pretty much told everybody that if you used it as a marketing tool, it was disgusting. You can't sit here, and I refuse to sit here and preach against follow for follow and organic growth, and then do do a chest giveaway, or the best one that I love, and to all the guys that are watching in the community that know me, I'm sorry, you guys know how I feel about this. I love seeing people that put giveaway in their title and then go, oh, for every 100 Lino you give me, you get an entry. Well, the simple definition doesn't match up there. That's a raffle. You know,
Right.
if you promote a giveaway and you charge somebody for something, you are clickbaiting. Um, and I will stand my ground, and I'll get phone calls after this and everybody in the community. But you know what? I'll say it to each individual, and I'll say it in the community. This is my stance, and I am very passionate about my community. I'm very passionate about what I do. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be sitting here today having this interview. So
So let's say that a streamer puts 500 Lino in the chest in the middle of a stream, doesn't tell anybody he's going to do it, and then distributes the rewards. That's how it's supposed to be done, right? Is that right?
uh, yes, yeah. I mean, I like that. Honestly, when the chest first came out and everybody started doing it, and this is a great lead into it to somebody that I really wanted to get in here. One of the streamers that I had floated around a little bit and checked out some was Sean Hawk. Um, and I got to go in and I got to hear Sean's views on the chest, from who it was affecting and this, that, and another. But Sean started it at that point and has stood by the fact that he's not going to open the chest. He's not going to tell anybody when he opens it. If he wants to put money in it, he'll put money in it. And with the happy hour going on, Sean's been opening more often to give people extra tickets and stuff. He uses the chest for the better good of his true community.
I like that.
Sean, I love you, man. You're a freaking innovator, man. I take a lot of stuff from Sean, and honestly, if it wasn't for him, I may not be sitting here, because when the chest came out, I really started second guessing because I thought I knew everybody in my community and everything else. And I was very disappointed when the chest came out and saw some of the stuff that was happening. Um, I understand the business side of it, and I understand the thought process that if you can get 800 follows and you can convert 10% of them and actually become true people in your community, well, that's 80 more people involved, and that's fine. But I believe Sean may have been the one that said it earlier in the chat. The thing about it is in the process of getting those 800 followers and the majority of them leaving, you just washed out the people that got you to where you're at. So yeah, okay, you put 5,000 in the chest, and one or two of your people that have been there from day one got a little bit of stuff like that. But there was also 600 other people that took away from your community that was there yesterday and the week before, and they're gonna be there tomorrow. I refuse to jeopardize those people that have been there and that have gotten me where I'm at. And I'm not just talking about the followers. I'm talking about the streamers, the people behind the scenes, the people that help me do the merch, stuff like that. Every one of these people contribute to everything. I've shouted out my designer, Scott Winsky, on my stream. Nobody has a clue who Scott Winsky is. But you know what? I want people to know that it's not all me. I have a support group around me, and they make me who I am. And they help me do everything I do every day. So
Well, I love that because it makes sense why you would be streaming on D Live, you know, and like you said, we I just started March 1st on D Live. You've actually been streaming longer than me on period because I started streaming on D Live in March. So you say
Right.
you're a noob. I'm even more of a noob. But what's amazing is we can have like what we're doing right now is this is actually kind of tricky. We've got two cameras, we've got multiple people talking, we've got overlays and transitions, right? I didn't know
Oh
how to
yeah.
do any of this at the beginning of the year. But the D Live community has been so incredibly supportive. My own brother, Bad Doggy, did all of my graphics and overlays and stuff. He's actually been doing overlays and custom artwork for the Friday Night Customs guys. And just
Right.
my mom was in my chat last night. My older brother, Sandlin Gaming, a lot of you guys know him now. My two sons, three was stepson, are all on D Live. I mean, you know, when I get on and stream, the things that I say, the way that I act, my family sees that. So I
Right.
think about that. And I don't think enough streamers actually consider who may be watching on the other side and understand that their words and actions affect people and matter.
Yeah, and that's a good point because I'm forward with everything. I usually get on the sit around, have a couple beers, get wired up with the guys, and cuss and carry on and everything else. Um, and I went through a process getting my verified partner. There was a little mix up, and it took longer than it should have. But one of the things that, and I say I try to be better every day. It wasn't until the night of my VP stream that that streaming really came to life for me. I had
Mm.
fun doing it before, and it was just like, oh yeah, watch me, I'm cool, whatever. But the night of my VP stream, the support that came out of the community, and I mean, it gave me a feeling at that point that I never would have thought that streaming and gaming could have done.
Mm.
Um, and since that night, I've been pushing a lot harder, and it's actually one of the reasons that I've made the decision to dedicate to streaming and engraving and stuff like that. And it was the little things. Uh, Sean showing up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for him when I know, we'd already talked previously, and usually he's asleep, but he waited up for my VP stream. I had people coming in there in the chat saying, oh, I remember back when you popped in my chat, man, and you played a couple games with me, and I was having a terrible day. He's like, and you just made my day. And unfortunately, I personally didn't remember it, but just the fact that through streaming, I've left a mark on somebody, that's amazing to me.
Absolutely. Oh, it's it.
Got the voice of a radio god.
He caught that.
I'm keeping an eye on you guys. Wait, how much shade I catch.
Yeah, so we actually, if it's up to you, if you want to start opening up for questions, or you want to keep talking, because there is one segment that I like to do before we get into questions, and it's
Okay.
something to help new streamers. So you and I are both new, relatively new streamers, right? Less than 6 months. Both
Yes, sir.
new streamers to D Live. You said you did. Did you do a little streaming to Facebook for a while?
Yeah, just for a couple months. I mean, and honestly, in the time I was on Facebook, I had great success, but Facebook as a platform just didn't work for me.
Sure, sure. I understand. So what I like to ask is there something that you could tell new streamers that would help them? Also, is there something that you've learned, don't do this, it hurts you, other than follow for follow, obviously.
Um, the biggest thing is be a student of your craft. Um, Learn something every day. You know, Go out, be involved in the community. I probably spend 2 to 3 times more time going into other people's chats and watching and picking up little things.
Mm,
Um, you know, I can tell you that between GK Sean Hawk, Unreal, and Lord Amish. These guys, I go in their chats, I go into their streams, and I watch. I watch what they do. I watch what they say. I watch how they move. Lord Amish is probably one of the best I've ever seen at visual contact with the camera. And when he talks to the camera and he talks to his viewers, he makes it feel like he is talking to you. You know, Sean, you can't say enough about Sean. Sean's all over the place. One of the best entertainers out there.
Yep.
You know, GK and Unreal. These guys literally put you inside their head and explain to you what's going on. Be a student of your craft. Listen. Just listen to constructive criticism. You know, don't take it wrong. You know, you're going to hear some stuff that you're not going to like, but if you're not willing to change and you're not willing to better yourself, you never will. And the biggest thing, and I've heard people say it 100 times and then they go do the exact opposite. Be yourself. You know, don't put on a persona. I know some people say you kind of have to tone it down and, you know, you can't always say what you want to say. And you don't always have to be rash and say exactly what's on your mind. You can be diplomatic about what you say.
Sure.
You know, you can tone down your opinion a little bit. But if you're putting on a fake face every time you get in front of the screen, one day you're going to slip up and somebody's going to find out who you really are and go, "Oh, so he's been faking it this whole time."
Mm-hmm.
You know, if and pardon my language, I've said this my whole life. If you're gonna be a good guy every day and be nice every day, do it. If you're gonna be an ass every day, be an ass every day. So that way people know what they are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself. Be honest.
Yeah, my favorite friends aren't necessarily a certain way. They're just always themselves. And that's what I love about them. Absolutely. So, okay, so that anything to specifically not do that would hurt you?
Worry about everybody else.
Okay.
You know, that's I see it so much. And he said Epic's an ass clown every day. Thank you, Sweaty. I appreciate that. You know, it's gotten bad, and as much as I love D Live, the ability to build and grow here is off the charts. And I think it's kind of it's affected some streamers that came over with us from Facebook stuff that were good there. Now they get over here and they're worried about, oh well, how many viewers does Joe have over there? Oh, I got 5 viewers. Joe's over there killing me, and that's what becomes their focus. Oh. And you see them on their stream sitting there clicking through, trying to find out, you know, and they're talking on their. Well, let's see how many viewers they got. Don't worry about everybody else, you know. And I'm going to bring up something that, you know, here recently within our group, we actually had a fake account made, and somebody took enough time to message all the streamers that are in our group that came over from Facebook. So it had to be somebody in our group, and I hope the individual is watching, but took the time to try and slander GK and GK's brother, who didn't want to be known in the community, and were made some heavy accusations that all came out to be false. But the way I see that is, if that individual would have taken the same amount of time that he put into bashing somebody and sat in front of the computer and came up with some better content, or, you know, made a scene or did something to better their stream, it would have worked out a lot better for them.
Right.
You know, because realistically, nobody will ever know who it is. But, you know, GK, it was a huge PR boost for GK. So it had the exact opposite effect. GK's brother, thank God, has been on the scene more now since it's happened than he was before. And I love that. It turned out to be great, but it's just another example of people spending so much time worrying about everybody else. Worry about yourself.
Hmm. When I even you hit on something in that, which is you could spend your time hating on things you don't like, or you could spend your time loving on things you do like.
Right.
So
You bringing negativity in.
yeah, and your viewers are there for you and your energy, and when you let other people get to you, you're gonna run off the people that are actually there and enjoy what you're doing.
I had
Nobody
a
needs
technical
drama.
crash on my computer yesterday and couldn't start anything up other than the stream. And I would still had 10 plus people in there talking, going, man, we don't care. You know, that's the community I want.
Well, I had my power actually went out yesterday during a bad storm, and I didn't know until
Mm-hmm.
an hour before we started my power came back on. So I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
I had people blowing me up like, "What's up? Where are you? We doing this thing? I got to see my boy Epic Merch." Like, yes, we're doing this thing. Maybe.
Yeah, I saw that right before you messaged me. I was like, oh God. I was like,
Yeah.
no, his power's out.
So I was excited that it came back on. I'm like, I don't like rescheduling these fireside chats because we get so many people hyped up and available, you know? All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've covered everything that I have on my list. So if you guys in the audience have specific questions, buckets of shade that you want to throw, just whatever you want to do
I was gonna say, here comes the shots.
for Epic Merch. We're actually looking for some legitimate questions, by the way, not just healthy trolling. But whatever you guys want to do, if you've ever had a deep down question. Now, I did see one question earlier. So while you guys are thinking up your questions, putting them in chat, somebody asked if your main source of income, if your main job was laser engraving at the moment. And you've kind of hit on it a little bit, but if you don't mind covering that again for them.
Right now, no. I'm finishing up. I've owned a construction company for about 20 years. Um, and it's coming to the point to where the laser engraving is becoming a huge part of my income. And I feel like if I focus the attention I have on my construction company to the engraving and the streaming, because to me they go hand in hand,
Mm-hmm.
um, it could be more lucrative, and to me I get a better feeling from it, being out there in the community and everything else. Construction nowadays is just kind of it's rough. It is rough. So very soon, yes, engraving will be my main source of income, along with streaming.
Nice. So, finally, Sweaty Yeti wants you to profess your love for him. God Keshem wants a drunk cafe impersonation,
Oh God. Oh
but
God.
it's up to you.
I'll tell you what, man. All these guys that are out here in the chat today, I do. I have mad love for every one of them. Um, God Keshin, like I said, first time I ever saw the guy, I hated him. He almost drove me away from it. But when I got in the community and I gave him a second chance, me and GK have become dear friends, and we talk every day. And like I said, we don't always agree on stuff, and we bang heads sometimes. We're both type A personalities, but I can see in GK how much he cares about the community and his stream team and the other guys in the community. Sweaty Yeti. When I came on the scene, me and Sweaty Yeti used to hype people up, you know, with donations and just everything we could do. Violent Hippie. What does Merch believe is key to building a good, great community? Oh, all right. Sorry, sidetrack there. Hippie and them, hippier guys, and they've all helped me build my community in a way, and they've been there for advice. um, Sweaty and me actually have a lot of new things in the works that we're going to be trying to implement here real soon, because Sweaty is a great guy. He cares so much about the community, and he is a guy that I've allied myself with, and we're going to start doing some things for the community. And I love Sweaty for being there day in and day out. You know, he's a great streamer, a huge character. So yes, Sweaty, I love you. I love you more than you'll ever know.
There you go.
Um,
So,
yeah,
so,
these guys are all great.
so, do you want to answer Violent Hippie's question? What do you believe is the key to building a great community?
In in my opinion, and of course we all know I'm a young streamer and everything else, is it's not just the content, it's a connection. And that's something you can't connect with every individual person, but you build the community around the type of connection that you want to have. You know, be it a positive connection, or if you want to build your community around the fact that everybody likes to drink and carry on and scream and yell. Okay, get a bunch of drink, scream and yell and do what you do. But you have to find your core. And I hear a lot of people preaching about positivity and everything else. Well, you have to live that. I mean, there's been times that I've shut down my stream because I felt like I was letting negativity come into it. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be honest. And there's only one thing that a stream can be built around and a community can be built around. And that's you. You, the real you, not a face that you put on in front of the camera, not the opinions of people around you or who influence you to push you to do what they're doing or what's I guess hype in the community. It's you. That is the key to building the community. And truth. If you can be the true you, it doesn't matter how large your community is. I just hit 700 followers yet. And I'll take that 700 over 1 million followers that are going to come in or not going to come in. But I'll take that 700 over any community out there because it's my community. These are people that have followed me for who I am. People that when I'm not there for a couple days, I start getting blown up with messages. Man, are you okay? Is everything good? That's what it's all about. It's about the connection. It's about you being true and being who you are and the people coming to you for who you really are. That's the best way I can explain it.
That's a damn good explanation. All right, so next thing, Sean Hawk says he has quite a passion for tattoos and sees that you have quite a few. If they're not too personal, he'd like to know more. And actually, I collect them too, so I'm interested if you don't mind sharing.
Well, I've got everything I have kind of has a meaning. My cross on my shoulder says "Walk tall and honor the past," and it has my mother's initials in it. My mother passed away when I was 15 years old, and she was a huge influence on me. I have kanji writing on my forearm that says "Honor thy mother." As you can tell, I'm huge about family and community, so I have the Monon layer, and it says "Family First." And I've got bio. I can't even think right now. You threw me off, Sean. You threw me off. Fortunately, everything on me does mean something. And every time I touch base on it, it kind of comes back to me.
So that's biomechanical on your left arm?
Yeah. It's all biomechanical. I got gears and built. And through my whole life working and doing construction as long as I have, the big joke became that I was a machine. I used to work third shift. When I started my company, I'd work third shift, midnight till 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I'd go out and work and do my side work and my construction work till 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, come home, sleep, and just do it again. And the guys that worked with me, a lot of times they still had a problem keeping up with me, on a full night's sleep and everything else. So they always told me that I was just a machine. So it was something I always wanted to do.
So,
tattoos.
Question: ever considered laser engraving a tattoo? Because I've seen it done. I know you can.
I've seen it. I'm very nervous about
You should be. It's a laser.
It's like why do I want to put my body under a laser?
The answer should have been immediately no, I haven't, and no, I won't.
Well, no, I'm not going to do it. I have people that have asked me about it. it's whatever. But it's a very interesting question because something else that I've looked into. I have a good friend of mine who was a paramedic here local and had a very tragic accident and lost a leg. And he had a huge tattoo that went down his leg. And we are trying to work it out to where I can take his prosthetic and redo his tattoo
Oh wow,
on his prosthetic.
that'd be
So he can have that part of
badass.
his life back.
Wow. Oh, now that's awesome. That's epic. Epic merch even.
We try, man. I try and get out in the community. I try to do as much as I can because in the long run, everybody I tell everybody, I can't take money with me when I go. I don't strive for money. I strive to be happy. Years ago when my company was running full steam, um my wife. Years ago when my company was running full steam, I'm not ashamed to say it. I was high seven or six figures and pushing seven figures, and I was never happy.
Hmm.
Um, when I've been down at my lowest times, I got diagnosed with a brain cyst, a rare brain cyst, and my life crumbled there for a little while. And but because I didn't have the stress of money and you know all your friends that come with money, um, I was happy. And that's why a lot of times, people say I'm crazy out there dropping donos and running around giving merch away and driving my wife crazy as I do it. But um, that gives me a good feeling. When I see somebody that's down or somebody that I can help, I want to do that. I want to be the one that can step up and because I have a means and reach out to people.
That's awesome. I mean, that the way that I choose guests for fireside chats is I try to find people that have good energy, that are loving, that support the community and support D Live. And like I said, I didn't have much experience watching you stream it all. I just keep hearing your name from all the other guys that I do watch stream and that have had your epic merch and know how incredibly supportive you are. And they're like, you need to meet this guy. You need to have him on your show. He's exactly like what you are in terms of like helping and loving and being a part of the community, wanting to spread that D Live love. And that's exactly why we do these
Yeah.
fireside chats to get to know guys like you on a more personal level and see just how incredible D Live really is.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's my nature. I'm very strong willed. Life has made me that way. I've endured a lot. I've seen a lot through my short amount of years because I see everybody asking that question. Um, you know, so when I take a stance, I take it. Now, that doesn't mean because somebody else has a different opinion that I'm gonna bash them for it. Just like I was talking earlier about my post when the chest first came out. I knew that there was going to be some phone calls, and I knew there was going to be some questions that were answered. And I can tell you right now that um, me and Violent Hippie had a huge conversation. We talked for probably 3 hours that day, and I love Hippie. Um, you know, and we sat down and we talked about opinions and everything else. We talked about the business side of stuff. Um, but I don't dislike anybody because they do something that I don't feel is appropriate. Everybody's going to do what they do, but if somebody wants to hear my opinion, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. If you want something sugar coated, you can go up to the bakery, the candy store, wherever you want. You don't want to come to the Epic Shop. It ain't going to happen.
So I have a question. You see
All right.
this cup right here? It's got elephants on it and stuff, right? It's a Florida company. I don't know. I bought it at a local store. It cost me $40. It's like heavily insulated and stuff. Keeps ice cold for like
Right.
2 days. So if I wanted to get something like this, or if you had a cup similar to this, engrave, like say author Joe Holt and have ambassador of Aloha, something like that. What would that cost me, and how would I get you to do that? Like, how would a customer go through that process with you?
There's a lot of ways to get a hold of me. Uh, Facebook, Discord. I leave all my channels open. I mean, people have my. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have my phone number and have my actual page on Facebook. Um, the merchandise a lot of times to the general public is a certain price. I usually take care of people within the community. So a lot of times I do $20 per customized cup plus the shipping. To whereas if you go on any Amazon store or anything of the sorts, um, these cups are selling for $30 plus shipping, and that's for one sided logo. Most of the time I do two logos, one on the front, one on the back, just like I showed you with the Lime Life cup. I like adding as much as I can, and making it look really good. But as far as like designing that cup, of course with the laser engraving, you are getting one color. I can do color fades. I can do photo quality work. Um,
Mm.
but the design process is really simple. I mean, you can get a hold of me through Discord. Hit me on the Epic merch on Facebook is another way that a lot of people get a hold of me. Is just send me a message directly through Epic Merch OC on Facebook. And if somebody just comes in and gives me an idea or anything just to start with, I'll run with it. And all these guys will tell you I will do as many revisions as possible. I want to put out exactly what you want. Sean Hawk just got his gear. And I Sean was really simple. He's like, just put my name on it. I don't care. I don't care. Just put my name on it. And we came up with some really, really cool Sean Hawk gear. So he now he has some stuff that he can give away to his community and everything. And I love seeing it. I hit 700 viewers yesterday because Sean showed my merchandise, and I've been in his chat several times. Um, and after his stream ended, and I realized that I hit that 700 viewers, I was floating around the community talking to other streamers and stuff, and it seemed like everywhere I went, I got, man, you did a great job. You're awesome. We appreciate it. You know, and just more and more love coming in because people are starting to see that I'm here for the community. Because the big thing, and Sean put it out there, is Sean is such a great soul, a great person. And during one of his streams, people were asking for the merchandise, and he said he did not want to make merchandise and make his followers feel like they had to buy something.
Mm.
So I reached out to Sean and we made the merchandise. We sent it to him because I want to see Sean succeed. So we sent that all to him for his community. So Sean doesn't. I try to tell Sean how much he's really done for me because I think I started to touch on it, and I'm sorry I'm trailing off that squirrel complex, but I kind of feel like this needs to be said. Um, when all the chests and everything opened up, I started questioning whether I was doing the right thing streaming. Because if it was, to me, using gimmicks and using clickbait and everything that's against my integrity. I don't want to draw anybody in falsely. I want people to be there for me. And I started doubting what I was doing. The temptation was there, and I mean, of course, I've told everybody, if I want to hold just viewers and false followers, I mean, I can put giveaway in my title for days. I mean, you guys see the merchandise that's back here. I mean, I can do it for days. But so there's always the temptation there. But I was watching Sean, and he's so passionate that he doesn't ever want to do anything to affect a viewer. It's all about his stream. And the more and more I watched him, he made me realize that a true organic stream built on content, on positivity, and just being who you are works.
Mm-hmm.
It can work. It can be done, and it can build probably one of the most solid communities I've seen out there. So because of Sean, every time I start feeling bad and start questioning myself, I think about that. And every time I go in his chat, he always touches on it. So that's why I did everything I've done for, or what I'm doing for Sean, and I'm gonna keep doing things. He keeps arguing with me, because Sean to me is probably one of the best content creators out there. Now don't take me wrong. There's a lot of great content creators out there. Sean is an awesome individual. But just being in his chat and following him has helped me out so much.
We're just having. I'm listening. I was just having a problem.
Yeah,
with
you're good. I see it.
the stream dropping in and out for some reason. I don't know if D Live's struggling or what, but
No.
we're back. Well, Sean's in here, and again, like you guys said, or like you said, I'm a huge fan of Sean Hawk. I love his content. I love, like you said, how aware he is of how what he says and what he does affects the people, the viewers, the community, and he's one of the good guys. I recently had him on Fireside Chats. It was really awesome to get to know him on a more personal level, and just like all these, Violent Hippie, Bearded Leo, all these guys you've talked about. It's been a real pleasure to have them on the show and get to know them more personally. And like I said, there's so many that I haven't had on the show yet, like God Keshin, one of the big ones that I'd like to get in there, and he gets mentioned quite a bit. Filthy Saint, that was another guy, was a lot of fun to have on. Sweaty Yeti, I think we still need to get a date nailed down. But we actually have
the Yeti show.
We have a few Fireside Chats planned. We've got Mama Lioness coming up this weekend. She's her and So Smooth, our husband and wife, and So Smooth was actually my very first guest, and he'll be back on the next week. He'll be my first return guest. Catch up with him again, see where he's out.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're still sorry about the stream cutting in and out, guys. We're still having some weird power spikes and stuff here. It could be me. Like I said, my power was out for like 14 hours. I'm just glad I'm here, man. Just glad I'm here.
It's all right. Just tell him like I always do, Joe. You can't censor me. We're gonna keep going.
That's right.
We'll push through.
As soon as we start talking truth, the man trying to shut us down.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of profess my love to Sean there a little bit. His little Irish bald head.
I love it.
It's my brother across seas. But man, all you guys in here, Sweaty Yeti, Violent Hippie, Filthy Saint, I have to give credit to everybody that I've encountered, because every one of them have affected me in some way, and I've taken something from their streams. 5 months into it, I feel like I'm doing pretty damn good. I can't complain about where I'm at. I wouldn't care if I was still sitting at 100 viewers, as long as they were true and were there.
Now you say viewers, you talking followers or you talking
followers? I say okay. Viewers. Yes, followers.
Well, because that's actually something that's just come up. There's upcoming changes to the partnership requirements, right. And one of the new requirements is concurrent viewers. How many viewers you have at any given time in your stream. I personally don't like that. How do you feel? And I can go into why, but this is about you and how you feel. So I'd rather you take the lead.
I feel like the standards and the requirements were always a little bit low at 200. I've said that from the time I came on. I mean, you can follow for follow too. But as far as the concurrent viewers and stuff like that, I think 40 concurrent viewers, and I'm speaking towards the verified partner. The 40 concurrent viewers just to get it is pretty stout. Now, I'm hovering around that 700 to 800 right now. But there's a lot of guys who have 1,500, 2,000 that don't hold 40 viewers consecutively. So I think it may be a little stout. Even as far as the 15 consecutively. Um,
Even 15
I,
is stout.
right. Yeah. I mean, even sitting at 700, 800 now, yeah, I have nights where I'll hold 20, 30 plus. But there's nights I hold 6 people. And it's because a lot of us stream together. And I encourage my followers to go out to other streams and be involved. That's
Hmm.
part of building the community. You can't tell people, no, don't you go watch somebody else. You come here. Um, you can't do that. So I think it's good that in some ways they raised the standards. I probably feel because D Live's done a really great job um, to this point, innovating and changing with the growth of the platform. So I would venture to say that we'll go into this a little bit and it'll stay this way for a little bit of time, but they'll start to see the drop off in the verified partners. I mean, now don't get me wrong, culling the herd needs to be done because there's a lot of people that applied and that came in with the follow for follow hype that you see with that tick that hold 2 viewers consecutively because nobody knows who they are because they went around and follow for followed. um so to me that's great. It'll cull the herd down, but they will start seeing, I feel like they will start seeing that it sounds bad that 15 is hard to hold, but you've got people moving around so much. So I'd say they'll probably be making adjustments. I won't say soon, but I'm sure D Lab will do their homework and make some adjustments as needed. As far as it bothering me and scaring me, um, I'm sure there will be a time where I lose that tick. You know, but that just means I have to strive that much harder to bring it back. Um,
I mean, that's actually what I'm worried about is that
yeah,
I think there's going to be like I feel like I couldn't keep the standards right now, the new stuff, Like I couldn't. I don't hold 15 plus viewers, especially not 40 plus like you need to apply now. And
right,
even like my buddy LT Zonda, he's considered, I've heard people say the face of D Live. I don't really know what that means, but he is a global partner and one of the larger
oh yeah,
streamers for English speaking. And I watched him build that from the ground up from day one, right? And he doing well holds about 100 people, 110 people. I don't,
right.
and what are the new requirements? I'd have to take a look, but let me actually go.
I think isn't it 100 after you hit global? Now the global requirements I feel are very very steep.
I mean, they want you to have 150 average CCU as a global partner. Even the global
Right.
partners right now aren't doing that.
Oh no, no. I mean,
That's to
uh,
apply. The verified partners, they want 40. I don't do that. Right? Like it's
right.
so what I'm saying is it sets the bar. Okay, let me clarify why I don't
It's
like it.
$50.
Because donations, we can't control that, nor do we beg for them, nor will we ever.
Right.
How many viewers are in the channel? I'm not going to juke the system. I'm not going to stack the chest. I'm not going to cheat it to get more people in. There's all these things we can't. How many people have subscribed to you? There's all these things that we can't control, right? We can control our content. We can control the quality of it. How make sure that we keep a schedule, right? There's things that we can do, but
Right.
so much of the requirements for verified partner, global partner, are things outside the streamer's control, and I don't really understand that.
Well, and one of the things, of course, they added the affiliate program, and I think they're moving in the right direction. I'm not completely against what they're doing. I do feel like the requirements to get to the partners should be a little more stout,
Sure.
but they're pushing individual viewership. That's just like with the affiliate program. The affiliate program, you now get a sub button. Well, that's great, but as a viewer, I can come in and drop you Lino anytime I want to.
Mm.
And I get a little badge for it, and that's wonderful. Um, I would like to see them put the host button in place of the sub, because
Mm.
how do we preach community, but then we give the ability for individuality? That sub button doesn't help anybody but that individual streamer.
Right.
If you're going to build a stream and you're going to build a platform on community based, you have to push community. Um, so let's give the affiliates the host button. Let's get them out to other streamers. Let's intermingle the communities that they're growing into some of the larger communities. Give them the ability to network, because that's what builds a community is proper networking. Um, as far as the CCUs, I it's a shame that's what it's come down to. Um, but I feel like they they're trying to weed out some of the negativity and stuff like that. People that aren't holding the viewership, that are continuously losing views because of negativity and with stream and
Mm.
stuff. But it's inadvertently affecting everybody, and that's why I say I think at a certain point, um, they will go back and they'll revisit this. Um, you know, I would almost like to see I would almost like to see somewhere on our stream where you can rate your streamer.
Mm.
Let's do a poll attached to each streamer, and you have to maintain a certain satisfaction throughout the community. Let's do something like that. Let's push community and content, not just individual viewers, because I'm never going to try and like viewers. And I also encourage all my followers to go check out other streamers.
Right.
I'm actually a viewer before I'm a streamer on this platform. I spend most of my
Mm.
time going around and being in other people's streams, and I encourage it a lot. So I think what they're doing is great. Um, and the growth is overwhelming here. So in a form and fashion, um Tidy and the guys up there, they're trying to play catch up. With this
Mm.
platform has blown up, so there's going to be some steps that are taken that every now and again we're going to have to step back and readjust. And the people that can tolerate it, and want to keep pushing forward the platform and that are here for the long haul, eventually we're going to reap the benefits of what the administrators are doing here on D Live. We're going to hit those tough times and go through some stuff that we really don't like. But as long as we all keep our eyes forward and continue to strive to be better tomorrow than we were today, like I said, we'll reach those goals. You'll hit it, Joe. I mean, the good thing for you is I've came in and watched your stream several times when you're driving the truck and working on the cars and stuff like that. But I don't think it's going to be quite as bad, because you hold a large viewership throughout your podcast and stuff.
Mm.
So the average, by the time it averages out, man, I think you're gonna be safe. I love coming in and watching you wrench on cars, although it's weird to me because I don't do any of that stuff. But I enjoy coming in and chatting with you. And the more people that get out there, that's just like a lot of my community today. They went, "Who's Joe Holt?" I was like, "Well, you're gonna find out today, fellas." Um, so I think you're gonna be all right. And we have time. That's the thing. We have time to still work and build our community to meet these.
Well,
But
true, and I'm not, again, I'm not honestly worried about it. I mean, I did put in for global partner last month when I hit all the requirements, and I did just get an answer which was no. And I'm fine with that, because I
right,
don't make I don't make 100,000 Lino plus a month. I don't push donations ever about anything unless we're doing charity stream. And that's actually probably that's the month that I did hit the goal, was because I was doing fundraising for little Noah. But
right,
something that somebody said to me recently really helped me personally, which is, I feel like I'm creating unique quality content. I'm doing it on a regular basis. I'm always me. I'm always helpful and kind to people, and will always have a safe space in on my stream for people to come hang out.
Right.
And they basically, what was said to me is, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the requirements. Don't worry about what they do or what they change. Just keep doing what you do. Have fun.
Yep.
Stream, do what you want to do, enjoy yourself, because if you don't, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be too worried about numbers, donations, viewers, followers, all the stuff that we've been saying we don't want to be worried about. We want to grow organically.
Right.
And, produce quality content on a daily basis. That's what I want to do. So if DLive wants to restructure what they call me, and I'm an affiliate instead of a partner, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to keep doing me.
Yeah, and that's the thing is there's gonna be the people that change what they're doing and they change their content solely for the viewers, because the CCU is being pushed, and that is the negative effect of. But like I said, I really hope they do go back, revisit this soon, and take a look and realize what's going on, because it's gonna have the same effect. It's gonna have the same effect as the chess did. The chess came out and the ability to gimmick was there. Well, now by forcing people to keep a consistent viewer count, people are going to do what they have to, because some people, that little tick mark is a badge of honor for them. But the way I see it is I was a streamer without the tick. I had a community without the tick. My community was growing without that tick mark. If I let that tick mark define who I am, well, then I don't deserve it anyway. If I have to be a partner to be a good streamer, then I'm in it for the wrong reason.
Well, I still remember when I got partner and what that felt like and why it meant, because it didn't change me or what I did. It didn't change how I streamed. But what I felt it did was DLive acknowledging that I am a productive, positive member of the community, right? That's what I felt like it was. So now I'm a little bit butthurt, to be honest, because it feels like the requirements are all moving towards monetizing DLive and not necessarily appreciating the streamers that have helped build what's even here.
Yeah, and that's that's very true. And like I said, my first VP stream really changed my outlook on streaming. So yes, I mean the tick does, but I can't let it change who I am. And I'm on board with you that I feel like, they're driving the viewership. They're driving the viewership in an effort to monetize. And like I said, I can play devil's advocate because I am a businessman and I've ran business. So I can see the importance of doing so. So it's a double-edged sword, but there should be some security. I feel like that's very true. There should be some security for people that are doing what they're supposed to do in the community, and that's kind of why after a lot of thought process, I thought maybe there should be, for the verified partners, for the people that are partners within the community. Once you get that and you achieve that, maybe it shouldn't be so much about the CCU, but you speak, DLive speaks of representing the platform in a positive manner and being an ambassador for the platform. Well, just because I hold 15 people, per stream, that doesn't mean I'm doing something right. That could be 15 of my buddies that have me tabbed up. Let's do for partnership, reach out to the community and let people actually evaluate our streams. Are we being positive? Do a questionnaire on them. Let the viewers evaluate us, and if we are representing, whether we hold 2 viewers or we hold 100 viewers, if we are representing the platform in a positive manner, what does that viewership matter? Like I said, we push our viewers out to people. It's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be building a community. We're hollering D-Love and D-Live fam. Well, that's how you build it. You you push people to go out and explore the whole platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, by me saying, "Oh, well, you need to be here because my ship needs to be at X amount of numbers," well, that's kind of a double-edged sword there. So I would much rather see them, even if it is a CCU issue, drop it down to a reasonable number. If you're sitting there viewing, 0 people every night, well, then that should tell you something because you've built a community
Right.
wrong if your followers don't watch you.
Right.
Um, so maybe drop it down, but I wholeheartedly feel like they should be evaluating us for our content, not for our viewership.
Well, yeah, and I mean, because D Live is a relatively new platform, so
Right.
we can't all meet those numbers. The viewers aren't available. That's just, I mean, obviously it's gone up substantially with PewDiePie coming to the platform, but that didn't really up our numbers in terms of most of the streamers on D Live because that's not the
Right.
kind of content we're creating. Right, we weren't creating that sort of meme review video, right? We're creating unique content, either like you and I are doing here with this podcast or gameplay. So the focus is more on us instead of other people. But
Right.
I like the community I built on D Live. Just talking about love and talking about the community and talking about streaming. I enjoy the people that show up on a daily basis, and I don't want to alienate them by trying to force an increased viewership to add potentially toxic people to the conversation.
Exactly. Yep. Uh, and the thing about it is we keep going back to growing organically. Well, if you let your community grow on its own, then it's going to be a stronger community to begin with. So by adding that toxicity from people that you're forced to take in, it's just jeopardizing all the true followers and the people that are there that show the love every day. And it's sad that it comes to this, and that's why I honestly feel like, and I keep going back to it. The guys up there, the admins for D Live, I mean, I think they're trying to push in the right direction. But I'm positive this will be revisited real soon.
Yeah, and again, we do the best we can, and we're not bagging on D Live at all. Yeah, there's another connection issue. I can still hear you, but I'm having power surges over here.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, did we just
Yeah,
lose?
no, it's my bad. I almost rescheduled this thing because, like I said, the power came on like an hour before
Right.
our show, but I wanted to go ahead and push through it. So I appreciate sweaty Yeti. I appreciate you guys and your patience with us. We're back. Just refresh. I guess I'd have to type it in chat here. But I really appreciate what you're saying about the D Live community and the staff, because I talk to a lot of the staff. I'm friends with them. I know a lot of the Guardians, and they work very hard to give us what we've got here on D Live. And we don't have to pay to stream on D Live. We just turn it on and we stream, right? So I understand. I've been in web development and websites. I've built computers even. I run web traffic. So I understand to monetize the platform, you need concurrent viewers, you need unique visitors, you need to hold them for extended periods of time, right? You need to monetize through the private currency, through Lino. I get that. But I don't want to see that done negatively on the backs of the streamers who helped build the company in the first place. I want to keep it positive and keep it about, like you said, I really like your idea about with the new ambassador. Is that the first level they're calling it?
The affiliate.
So to be an affiliate, to have a host button, to me, like you said, it spreads the community feel instead of giving him the subscriber button as the very first thing, which promotes basically themselves. And
and I mean, the sub button, anybody can give Lino at any time. So I think that's one big flaw in it.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, guys, this DLive Lino, it's all test network. It's all beta. It's all being changed, hardware, software. I mean, it's a young company. It's growing. It's changing, and they're basically trying to find. They're trying to set it up for long-term success, right? So those of us that have been here that are going through all these different changes, change can be frustrating at times, but we've all seen that the changes that are being made in an effort to, number one, make sure they have a stable currency on the platform, and number two, empower the content creators to be able to control their chat and their content and own their content, right?
Right.
It's going well, I would say. It's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can you give me 2 seconds? I gotta run out here and sign for a package real fast.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right.
I don't think affiliates should be able to host people, in my opinion. It's too easily abused. Well, what do you think about that, Dr. Troll, in terms of what we're talking about here is promoting the community of DLive. And that's why I even have these fireside chats. So we can get to know DLive streamers on a more intimate, personal basis, right? Know their things that they like, their hobbies, are they married? Do they have kids? What kind of work do they do? Really get to know the human being. And then through that, you tend to find out the quality of the character as well, right? The quality of the individual. And I've been very pleasantly surprised by a lot of my guests and just how incredible they are in their daily lives, in their personal lives. And I didn't like with Epic Merch. I knew he's a great guy and I knew he's supportive. I didn't know he was a first responder, EMT, fireman, all these other things that he's been doing. And that's what's great about this live podcast is how much we've got to learn about him.
All right, I appreciate that. I'm sure my UPS man hates me. We don't ever get a package. We get 13.
Right. Oh no! So we may end up have to wrap this up soon anyway, because my OBS is continuing to crap out for some reason. I have no idea, but we are definitely struggling to stay online right now.
Okay. Well, Joe, if the viewers don't have any other questions, we can definitely step back and shut it down and let you get your system worked out there.
Well, it's not even on my side, just the power.
Well,
there was a massive storm came through last night, kind of unexpected, and was dropping trees and trashing porches and ripped screen doors off. It was wild. But it was very happy. They sent me a text that said 9 a.m. is when you're getting your power back last night. Well, this morning at 8:55, they sent another text that said, due to how widespread the power outages are, we have no idea when you're getting your power back.
Oh, man.
So I was happy just to get the AC back on because it's like 95 outside right now.
Oh yeah. It's just muggy and nasty. You got the great humidity.
So Sweaty Yeti says, in my personal experience from being a viewer and supporter way before ever streaming, you are there for the interaction with the creator. Yeah, exactly. And that community, the content, whether it be gaming, fishing, podcasting, is a plus. Exactly, Yeti. Exactly, man. And that's what's so great about like Epic Merch and I were talking is we were viewers. We've been viewers long before we were streamers. And so we actually came into the streaming with the viewer in mind as viewers. So I think if a streamer isn't being successful and they want to be more successful, maybe try being a viewer more. Try to consume more. Try to watch more other streamers and pick things up to improve your own content, but also to create a tighter bond within the community.
Oh yeah, and Yeti pushes that a lot. That's one of the reasons like I said, me and Yeti we hyped everybody up coming over from Facebook and stuff like that. We would call each other and we would get calls. Hey, we're getting ready to do a stream, and me and Yeti would go in and just do our thing. But Yeti is always one of the first ones to tell you, I'm not here for your game. I'm here to support you, and then not just to me, but to several streamers. Yeti's a huge support. It helps me out a lot and become one of my right hands in everything that I do. So I'm pretty happy with all the guys that I've formed these relationships with. Line Life's another one. He said, "Dang power line, go fix this stuff. What are you doing?
Line, we need
Get up
you
there."
in Hot Springs, Arkansas, man. Damn, we're struggling over
Yeah.
here today. And I won't blame it on Kentucky. I know it's me.
Everybody blames it on Kentucky.
Oh man, just can't get good help these days. That's all it is.
It's rough. It's very rough. Trust me.
Well,
As a business owner.
Merch, I just want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us on Fireside Chats. It's been awesome. I've learned a lot about you. A number of the people in chat have learned things as well and have said it. So I just want to say thank you for your love and your wisdoms and your support of DLive and the community.
I really do appreciate it, Joe. I appreciate the opportunity get my opinions out there known, because I feel like a lot of people didn't know who I was, even though they've seen. So this was a good experience for me. It was able for me to voice some opinions and get out there. And I've seen a lot of faces or names in your chat that I haven't seen, and I hope to see them around again. I think it's turned out pretty positive, man. I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely, and if any of you guys are, we're missing part of this due to the power outages and stuff, or it came in late, I upload all of my Fireside Chats to YouTube under author Joe Holt. So the recording for the podcast is on my local computer, and so the replay should be smooth for you, no drops or lags. But I appreciate your guys' patience today. Like I said, I didn't want to have to reschedule this one with Epic Merch. And I'd say we had great connection for the first hour anyway.
Oh yeah.
But that's something to just throw out to any new streamer. And people echoed this in chat. You're gonna have technical issues. Sometimes your computer, sometimes your internet, sometimes DLive, sometimes OBS. Sometimes
operator.
Sometimes operator error.
It's a lot with me.
I mean, again, there's a lot that goes into streaming, guys, and putting this out, especially those of us that do it day in and day out. So we really do appreciate when you guys show up and hang out, encourage us, and just to hang out and talk to the other people and stream. It means a lot, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that came over from Epic Merch's channel. There's so many great names in here today. I really enjoyed it.
It was insane. Everybody showed out today. I loved it. Loved all the support.
All right, so if you give me 1 second, Mr. Epic Merch, I'm going to wrap this up and then I'll get right back with you.
All right, bub.
Change my screen. So again, guys, my name's author Joe Holt. This is a live podcast I do. I try to do at least one a week, sometimes 2, 3 of them a week. But basically, I work with the streamers on whatever their schedule is. So the times vary, the days vary. We're, DLive streamers, we're a worldwide community. So I have to sometimes stream in the morning or the night to catch somebody on the other side of the globe. But I really appreciate your guys' patience today with the power outages. Again, I want to thank Epic Merch OC for coming on to the show and talking about laser engraving, talking about a lot of incredible things that I've never had any experience with. I will definitely be hitting him up for some custom cups. I'd like to give some away along with the books that I've been giving away to you guys, which, by the way, I've ordered more books, so I'll be giving away more personalized autograph copies of the 8 books that I still have in print at the moment. But I love you guys. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well, and I'm sending you love and light. Appreciate your time and your patience. Also, I always like to throw a host at the end of these things. So if you guys are looking for some more entertainment, uh, I'm gonna find you some. What do you have? I still got you in my Air Epic merch. Do you have anybody that you would recommend that's streaming? Because I host I try to host different people every day, but I'm always interested in new streamers too that I might not have had experience with. Actually, I see somebody who's about to start streaming. Do you know MTFD Shane? Shane's damn good people, man. He's a firefighter, and actually, I think the two of you. Actually, I would like if you don't mind reaching out to him because of the type of person you are, but also because sometimes he goes through rough days being a firefighter, and I try to encourage him, but I know that it might be easier, to have another firefighter to talk to. So let's do that, guys. Let's host MTFD Shane. He's just, oh wow, violent hippie with the ninja guinea. Woo! I love you guys. You know I love you guys. All right, well, I'm going to host another incredible human being. His stream hasn't quite started. He's got his stream starting soon, screen available. It's a lot of S's. But Shane's a beautiful soul. He's an incredible human being. If you don't mind dropping some love, even though he hasn't started, go in there and spam him with gifts and love, and maybe we can get him to start sooner. So I really appreciate you all being here. I really appreciate all the donations. I gave half of it back to you. I'm going to give the other half to Epic Merch, who's probably just going to give it back to you anyway. But here we go. MTFD Shane.